I think YouTube is now working. Uh, I'm not sure. Sorry. Okay, no, I guess now we're live on YouTube. Alright, so everything works now. I figured it out. Sorry about that. A few minutes late to the match. I gotta run and grab my coffee. And here I'll be completely honest with you. I don't really know any of these. I don't even want to butcher or pronounce the name wrong, so I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to call it FC Midland. Just because I'm going to absolutely butcher the entire thing, and I don't want to be disrespectful to to their squad or anything like that. But this is quite a different side. I'm pretty excited to be able to watch this team as well. Just because it's pretty interesting. We're actually kind of coming to an impasse where like the bench players are actually starting to become as good as some of our starters, and we've seen that with Jota. And then Milner's going to get a judge with a pretty poor foul and tackle right there as well. Um, Mid will get a was a nice move there, and Milner was just kind of went into the challenge there as well. So pretty dangerous position here, if you ask me. If it's for Midtjylland. Both of them standing over the ball. The cross comes in. It's a low cross, but it's going to go straight to Adrian. Adrian does, not Adrian, Allison. Sorry. It goes straight to Allison, and he picks it up very calmly. He's also going to spread the play out here all the way to Milner. Milner is going to be on the run, and then the ball's going to go out of play from the defense there from Midland. Robertson here with throw in, looking for Taki. Not going to decide to throw it. We'll eventually just play it all the way back to the new back four, or I guess the two new center backs that we have, to Fabinho and to Gomez. And then a nice long ball here. It's going to go over the head of Origi, but a little bit too long there for Robertson. So the ball will go out of play, and Midtjylland will have a throw in here. Apologies, just trying to actually find I can't find the team sheets like I used to. What I used to use is not working. So kind of a scramble here, and also okay, there we go. It should be better now, so I can see who's actually on the pitch and where. It'd be a lot easier to call the game now. Any score predictions here? I mean, I'm slightly worried that there's a possibility that they're going to be able to nick a goal. So I'm probably going to give it like a 2-1 or a 3-1. I don't really see us right now into like Nestor where we're playing and how we're set up in this game specifically right now. I don't really see this necessarily like turning into a blowout. I kind of see this as like a control the game, score some goals, like keep it calm but keep it compact as well. And just not really try to make that many mistakes. Like we have the quality to sort of win, so I don't know if this is necessarily like going to be a massive like 5-0. I mean, you clearly see the lineup we're playing. If we wanted something like that, then we would have. I am showing my screen. You're seeing my screen. Goal 2606. Very clever on your part. But here, you're looking at my screen, and my screen does not show the game. So sorry. Yeah, I completely agree with that, James. And like the big thing too, and I think Jota's can be judged offside. I think the other big thing too, right? Like this is kind of a new. I'm not going to say it's a brand new system, but we typically don't play a 4-2-3 or 4-2-3-1, right? But like Jota, this is what I was sort of saying at the beginning. Like Jota's like actually like come into the team, and he's shown like coming on against Ajax and all that, he's forced himself into the team. So I mean, just from like from Klopp's perspective, if you're in form, you're gonna play. You're gonna play 100%. Like if you can see the team sheets now, it says 4-3-3, but that's not actually what the team sheet says at all. It's not the it's not like the actual accurate team sheet, right? Because there's no way Shaq is really a midfielder or Jota is a midfielder, and you can see where they're playing right now. It's not that. So I think this is a good test. It's a European night, but it's against a lower quality opponent, but we still have to win, right? So I think it's good to become more familiar with this formation style of play. I mean, we've been playing a 4-3-3. I mean, pretty much for 4 years straight. Besides a few matches here and there at the beginning. So Arnold with the cross in. It's going to find the header of just the Midtjylland defender. Jota's on the chase here, and almost very cleverly let it go out of play. Because it was last touched by Midtjylland, but the Midtjylland defender was kind of keen to it. It's very funny. He actually like played a pass to our own center back there in Joe Gomez. Ball will go over the head of Arnold over here. But I mean, you can basically look at the bench right now. I mean, our full front three is sitting. Sadio's sitting. Keita is sitting. I mean, Thiago's still. There's no need to push him and get him ready for the game now. I mean, it makes sense. I think this is a good way to approach this match from a managerial perspective from Klopp. I also think the league has been so crazy that it's like you almost need to prioritize the league matches sometimes, because the league is absolutely bonkers right now. I mean, you have Manchester City, like five games played, they only got 8 or 9 points. Like you look at the top of the table, we're the only like quote unquote top 6 team in the top of the table. It's nuts. Right, so I almost think like the focus is extreme on the Premier League, and also the smaller clubs. Not smaller clubs, I hate to say that, but they're definitely looking at it as like, oh, this could be our Leicester year or something like that. So I actually think the Premier League itself has got way harder than it ever used to be, and we're coping. I mean, we only lost one match, which yes was against Aston Villa and was quite terrible. As Midtjylland plays the ball out, and Alisson's going to get a goal kick, which was quite terrible, but a good wake-up call. And then we played one other match against Everton to where we were I mean, the whole sporting world knew that we were kind of hard done there by VAR and all the calls that went against us and everything. As Origi's going to spring everybody forward, he's going to be fouled there, and then the referee's going to be able to bring it back. Jota didn't do much necessarily with the ball or anything, so the advantage was played. So that's just kind of like my perspective of like I think we've actually like coped pretty well. Like we've had a ton of injuries. And that's it's not a bad challenge, but it's a hard challenge. But good, no card there. We're going to get a free kick kind of on the edge of the box here. But I think we've in general had a pretty good season so far, considering all the adversity. Like we've had tons of injuries. It's unbelievable. We don't even have our best player anymore. Thiago, we bought him, and he's barely even played. He's been injured. He's had 2 man-of-the-match performances and then injured, right? And then COVID happened, and then Mane really wasn't that much better. Keita's still sort of recovering from that whole fiasco. So, I mean, here, Arnold with the same cross again from the same spot. Shaq's going to try to win in the air. Somehow does it. Falls to Henderson. Henderson's not able to get the turn. Ball will go all the way back to Gomez. Hello, Gwenwill. How are you doing? Nice to see you again. City are getting weaker each year now, even though they manage to spend millions. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the whole Man City thing is it's pretty interesting to me. I'm not gonna lie. I think where they are, just financially as well. I don't know if you saw something as the ball comes in here and Taki's not able to get a touch, and it's gonna be cleared out for a goal. I think that's a goal kick. Sorry, I had to move my camera. I don't want you guys to see all my chairs that are up on my couch. If Taki's able to, Taki didn't get actually anything on it. It's an Arnold cross, and then Taki he whiffs it completely with his left foot. Really disappointing, but a really good opportunity here to start the match. Yeah, it's also Shepard. If you look at Pep's comments, he asked about Aguero just got injured, right? And he's like, oh, well, we didn't have enough money to spend in the summer. The header is in! Oh, the flick on by Henderson doesn't go anywhere. Still in the area. Still trouble. Fabinho's going to be able to head it. Now it's going to be finally cleared. Cleared away. So it's pretty interesting that it's like, hey, you spend that much money on a game or anything like that. It's like, what are you doing, right? Like, what do you... you're spending all that money on a defender, not the attacker, and you buy a $60 million attacker every single year. So what do you really necessarily like? Yeah, you clearly have enough money. So Pep, once again, complaining about not having money. But hey, to each their own. But I do agree. I think the problem is the spine of the Pep team and City was so strong that it's sort of falling apart. You don't have the companies of the world anymore. You don't have the David Silvas, right? So it's gotten a little different. I'm not saying they're on the down, as Gomez is going to play a diagonal here that I think is going to. Robertson does an excellent job. No, unfortunately doesn't. He's not able to keep the ball in play. Which match should I watch? Mönchengladbach for Real Madrid or Atalanta Ajax? The Atalanta Ajax match, Genwo, I think is going to be a really good match just in general of just styles of play, and they're also in the same group. So if you want to like do some scouting for us, that'd be more than appreciated. But I do think the Real Madrid Gladbach one is really good, considering the struggles Real Madrid's been having. Also at the weekend where they lost 1-0 against a newly relegated side. I mean, hey, I'd put both up on the screen if you can, or three, right? But I actually think our match against Atalanta is going to be really interesting. I'm actually super excited for that, as I am originally Italian as well, so it's always interesting to watch the Italian clubs and their style of play, as Midtjylland's going to play a ball in behind here, but Robertson's very quick to it, and then Alisson's going to be able to clear this one away. And that's kind of the worry there for Liverpool, is that ball in behind with Midtjylland getting those, getting that, oh, I moved way too many things. Midtjylland getting that ball there in behind and exposing us defensively. But did a really good job on the cover there, Robertson, and a good defense. Midtjylland's going to try to play out from the back here. Going to play a ball, but it won't find anybody. It will only find Fabinho. Haha, there you go. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I unfortunately just don't. There's some of these clubs in the Champions League where like I just don't like follow. Like I don't follow this team, so it's like hard to like know a lot about them. I've done some research on them, but I mean, it seemed kind of your typical like club that's in the Champions League that won their league and kind of made it through. Unfortunately, Arnold. And Jota will get the ball in the right wing. He's going to look to play it across. He's going to play that cross, and it'll actually go off of Jota himself, unfortunately, there. Oh, nope, never mind. I actually didn't. It was thrown, and we got it back. Arnold all the way back to Fabinho. Fabinho's going to play the ball back into Shaqiri's feet. Shaqiri's going to look to play that one back out. He will get it to Henderson. With the change of formation here, we kind of, hey, Montana, how you doing? With the change of formation here, it's pretty interesting. We just play a different type of pivot. So you have Milner or Henderson that will pretty much pivot and sit in front of the center backs for more protection and let the other midfielder work up into the space. The problem is, with Milner and Henderson, you don't actually have that much creativity, unfortunately, right? So, fantastic players, but not the most creative players. Origi will look. He'll pass the ball to Henderson. It's a poor pass. Kaba picks it up with a nice pass to Dreyer. Dreyer's going to play the ball back to Anderson. Anderson tries to play the ball, but Milner's going to cut it out. Milner gets the ball up to Jota, and then Jota's going to be able to... Oh, really nice touch. It's going to be a yellow card to be able to go in the books there for Scholes. The number 14 has actually... will be going into the book. It was a really nice move there. Jota to be able to play the ball in around, and he had the pace to be able to go... what do you think of Bartomeu and Co. exiting Barca? I read that he wasn't stepping down. Did something else happen? Oh, okay. That's funny, because I actually read something this morning that said he wasn't quitting, and then an hour ago, as you say, he is done. I think it's great. I think it's exactly what Barcelona need, and I think that's how you get that club back on track. I think there was a lot of toxicity between the players, management. It was kind of one of those moments like, hey, look, it's kind of time to just, like, move on. I understand maybe you have a lot of connection, like, love for the club, and this ball in here is not going to be able to find the Henderson, the head of Henderson from Arnold, but still on the attack there from the foul that was on Jota. But yeah, I'm fully in support of it. That's what I said from the start. They needed to go. I mean, you clearly saw there was so much friction between Messi, Suarez, Messi even took shots at the board. Suarez took shots at the board. Everybody took shots at the board. I mean, it was pretty obvious. I mean, they hired a firm to talk trash about their players on social media. Are you kidding me? Like, come on. And it's funny, if you watch the Leeds documentary, that doesn't help your players. Like, it actually affects players, even if they're thick-skinned or not, as Milner's going to play a really long ball here for Jota, trying to find him on the diagonal, as Paulinho's going to be able to get the clearance there. It's going to fall back to Arnold. Arnold has a lot of space to get a ball in here. Not going to be able to get one in. Henderson plays one in, but it's too low. It's headed away. It's going to fall back to Fabinho. Henderson to Shaqiri, back up to Arnold. Arnold has some space. It's going to be blocked. Jota picks the ball up. Henderson's going to play and switch the play back to Robertson. Robertson's still a little tight, not as far as he necessarily, or not as stretched as he usually is. I think the formation is just a little different. Milner just got caught in a 1v2, and then Kaba's going to be away here. He's going to try to hold the ball up, and then Milner's going to eventually foul him. And James Shepard, have you ever attended a Liverpool game? I really wanted to, but it's because I don't live in England now, COVID. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I've never actually, I've never attended a Liverpool match. I've attended FC Bayern Munich, Dortmund matches. I've been to the Bernabeu about 3 times. I've been to the San Siro and watched the Derby, Inter, AC Milan. I've been to a lot of stadiums around the world. And I've never actually been to Liverpool. The reason why I've never been to Liverpool is when I was living in Europe and I was over there living in Milan, Liverpool wasn't good. And I remember I was on the train coming back from Oktoberfest, hungover as can be, and I read the news that Jurgen Klopp was signed as the coach, and I called my dad, and I was like, this is going to be the greatest moment in Liverpool club history. And from then on, it has been the greatest moment. And now I want to go watch a match. I had plans to go watch the Chelsea match at the end of the season to celebrate the win. It was all booked, all ready to rumble. COVID hit, and then haven't been able to. I just didn't want to go to Anfield when it was quiet and we weren't one of the best teams. Like, I know it's like selfish, but like if I go to Anfield, I want to see that thing like absolutely rocking. So once things calm down, I'm definitely making a trip over there. Does anybody have a link? You can get this depending on where you are in the world. It's on Sky. It's also CBS Sports, all extra as well. You can find it on links around in the internet. I'm sure you can Google things and find a link. But unfortunately cannot provide you one, as that is kind of illegal. But if you are more than welcome to hang out in the chat and hang out with us as well for the call, as Henderson gets the ball up to Arnold, has space here for the cross, thinking about it. I think he lags a little too behind. He's going to cut inside. He's going to continue cutting inside. He's going to go all the way. He's going to try to find Taki. It's going to be cleared away. It's going to fall back into the box, and then it's just bouncing headers up and down. It eventually falls to Shaqiri. Shaqiri is going to try to get this under control. Really nice back heel to Henderson. Henderson's going to cross in. I think it's going to go over everybody's head, and it's going to go out of play. I'm switching to Ajax at Atalanta. Gladbach barely creating any chances. The Ajax Atalanta game is going to be pretty open. It's going to be pretty exciting. I actually think Arnold, when he's cutting inside there, he should definitely lay it off or even take a shot. I know it's not on his favored foot and on his left foot, but I feel like that last pass there at Mina wasn't the best. I hear Canadians get the best deals with watching football. So yeah, they do. They actually do, which is very funny. Here we still have to pay for it, but at least it's not pay-per-view. One thing I wanted to bring up, and credits all the Liverpool supporters and Liverpool itself, instead of buying the pay-per-view match for Sheffield United, a bunch of Liverpool fans actually decided to donate those $15 to the food banks, something that Marcus Rashford has done a very good job of. As Kaba dispossesses Arnold here, he's going to have it on the right wing. He's going to let it go out of play for a throw-in. But it's something that Marcus Rashford, rivalry aside, you have to give him credit, been fantastic with the food banks, is what he's doing for England as well. So they actually took all the money that they would buy the pay-per-view game and actually donated to food banks. They raised over £110,000. Very respectable and something beautiful that Liverpool was able to do. To also show that greed is not everything, especially with football, and that the fans have a voice. And here, Midtjylland will go with a long throw-in. Always nervy moments from these set pieces. Gomez is going to get it away. Taki's going to flick it on. Nice header to flick it onto Origi. It's going to be a foul, and then Milner's not able to get there, so it's going to just be a foul going forward. No advantage played. I started supporting Liverpool in the Brendan Rodgers era, so I'm very new to compare it to other fans. Hey, I mean, it doesn't matter when you started supporting him, when you didn't. If it's your team, it's I know there's some fans like, oh, you're not from Liverpool, like you can't support the team. I'm like, give me a break. Like I'm not even. I'm like that's an outrageous statement to make. There's so much more things to the club. There's the community. There's the history. There's the feeling. I mean, like if I had to pick a football, and I was kind of in this moment when I was like 5 or 6. I mean, my dad helped me choose Liverpool, kind of pushed me in that direction. But I mean, all I had to do was just watch like 2005 final, and I was like, yeah, it's the club I'm going to support for the rest of my life. Like, how can you not support the club after watching that video? As we play in the back here, and then Arnold's going to play a long ball, and it's going to be cleared away, and we'll have a throw in up in the final third of Midtjylland. Good defense there by Scholes. Play the ball back out to Joe Gomez. Gomez down to Robertson. Also, I would comment on the Sheffield game, but VAR is just a hot topic for me right now, and it just gets me too fired up. Henderson all the way back to Fabinho. Arnold with the left-footed pass. It does not find a red shirt. Milner with a beautiful tackle to win possession back in the midfield. Jota's going to be able to get the ball up to Taki. Taki's going to be able to look, turn. He's going to try to get it to Robertson, but the pressure's too much. From Onyeka, I think that is. Kenwell, yes, unrelated but Buccaneers Super Bowl finalist. 100%. I actually thought you could almost call that like earlier in the year, but now with Antonio Brown being signed, if he actually is not a troublemaker and sticks with the team, 100% Super Bowl favorites. Henderson with a beautiful pass into Taki, but Taki's not able to control it. It just falls to the goalkeeper. Taki Midtjylland again, so close. He gets into some absolutely beautiful areas, just so close every single time. He's just like an inch away from getting into the net or getting the shot on target. Good job by oh, there's two Andersons on Midtjylland, the goalkeeper and the right back. Midtjylland here playing in their back, trying to have some possession. Scholes is going to step up and try to look for a pass as the Liverpool press is trying to be on. We've sat back a little bit here. Anderson, the right back, is going to try to get a cross in, but it will sail over pretty much everybody's head here and go out of play. So far, this has been a pretty settled match between the both of them. I wouldn't say that we've had more possession, and this is not good as Fabinho is injured. Well, if our injury crisis could not get worse, Fabinho is down injured. It looks like it's either a hamstring or a calf. He's shaking his head. He knows he cannot continue. This most likely will be at least a 4 to 6 week injury and recovery, I would have to say. Muscular injuries like this are always very tedious. Or maybe it's a knee injury? I can't tell what it is. I'm not sure. He pulls up when the ball's played, but I'm not. I don't actually really see. I don't actually really see it. I mean, it doesn't. I don't know how bad yet, Spencer, but it's not looking great. I don't think he's going to be able to continue. And it was also a non-contact injury, so those typically always are very worrying. But also, as some of these commentators here say, that there's no need to really risk him to have him continue. And then we'll have the youngster Reese Williams come on to the pitch and get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a combined age at center back of like 22. This is going to be, we're definitely in for a ride. I'll tell you that much. And thank you again, Will, on the NFL watch parties. Thank you very much. Yeah, that Giants-Eagles match was a little wild, 100%. Fabinho doesn't look that terribly upset, but his countryman and Allison definitely went over and shook his hand and told him hopefully he can get better. And Reese Williams here comes onto the pitch, gets one pat on the butt there from Klopp, and the young lad's got to get out there, and he's got to play. Here he is in the Champions League, get thrown into the match as the injury woes continue for Liverpool. And again, well, there is a penalty to Ajax. Yeah, the Daniel Jones tripping has got to be one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. He was running so fast, he just couldn't keep up. Just a legend, yeah. Reese Williams and Henderson have kind of a miscommunication, though, there. So kind of a nervy moment for the youngsters to start off. A ball's possibly being crossed in here. Jota's back on the cover. Jota's doing extremely well. Jota's like he's got like qualities of a defender. It's unbelievable how many tackles this man wins. Taki's going to be able to win the ball off on the long clearance. Shaq's going to have it. He's going to get the ball back up to Taki, and then it should go out of play for our throw-in. Yeah, it would have really topped it off if he actually got injured. That would have just been ridiculous. But that would have been classic Giants, right? So Joe Gomez plays the ball back out to Robertson here. He's got a little space on the wing. It's going to come back, going to cut back inside, and then play the ball back to Henderson on the center circle. Henderson plays the ball out for Arnold. Arnold has some space, possibly for the cross. Passes back to Jota. Jota back to Henderson. Henderson to Shaq. No, Shaq's not able to get the ball to play it back out. Oh, but it's going to fall back to Arnold, and then Robertson plays the ball. Arnold plays the ball in. Sorry, Robertson chases it down. It's going to play it all the way back to Gomez, and then Gomez will play it back to Reese Williams. Reese Williams will get it back up to Henderson. Henderson passes it back to Allison. Henderson to Gomez. Playing out from the back here is Liverpool. Origi gets a very important touch on that from it not being, and then another tackle again, too. It's got to be a yellow card, 100%. He took down Origi and then took down Henderson as well. Yeah, our luck this season is absolutely shocking. It's unbelievable. This is what I was kind of saying at the beginning of the... that's a pretty bad tackle. He literally just lunges in and gets none of the ball. He literally just lunges in and hits Henderson. It's pretty brutal, not going to lie. Don't think it's deserving a red, but it's pretty aggressive. This is what I was kind of saying earlier in the match, too. It's like we've had so many injuries and so many issues that, like, we're still actually doing, like, okay in terms of the league, points-wise, games. Like, we're still doing all right. But now that Fabinho's injured, this is a whole new ball game. This is, like, next level. I've already adjusted expectations for the season with Van Dijk being out, but I think it may come into readjustment after we see the Fabinho injury and the extent of it. Arnold's going to play this ball out and just absolutely lunge it forward. Origi's going to be on the chase, but Anderson will pick it up. Yes, I did see Digne is sending off. It's very funny that he actually put an Instagram picture of him trying to take the red card out of the pocket of the ref during our match, and then it happens 1 week later. It's karma, and he gets the red card. So, 100%, I actually think it's a red card. I totally understand where players are coming from, saying that you're just, like, running. I've been in that same exact situation, playing the sport myself, and it's very easy to just not step on the person's ankle. It's very easy to, like, go another direction so you won't run into him and cause a foul. Like, he knew what he was doing 100%. Yeah, go check his Instagram. Like, after the match, he may have deleted it now, but it's definitely on Twitter. It's like him trying to take the red card, or like have the red card be put back in the ref's pocket against our match when Richarlison got subbed off, and it's just like, karma, like, now you get a red. But I mean, I think it was fair. I don't really think Ancelotti, what he was saying was, I mean, it was downgraded to a 1-game suspension, but I still think it's a red. I mean, I think we've been over the red versus yellow argument now at this point. I just feel like intent is not matter. If you go through with the contact and it's egregious, it's a red card. It doesn't really matter about the intention anymore, which is somewhat fair. Because Because now everybody says it's like, oh yeah, it's the intention of Pickford was not to actually hurt the player. Like the intention of Richarlison was not to actually hurt the player. It's like, yeah, I know the intention wasn't for him to actually hurt him, but he did it anyways. Taki's gonna pick up a foul there. Taki's not. I wouldn't say he's struggling, but I feel like he hasn't figured his touch in the match yet. And then you're gonna see the clash of Taki and just sticks his leg out. It's nothing too crazy, I would say. It's Sislo. Yeah, James, I'm glad you saw that. Dreyer is going to look for a pass. It's going to go back to Cajuste, playing on the red or on the yellow card. Ball's going to be played in behind here, but Robertson's going to be able to pick it up. He's going to try to play. He's play it out of play for a Midtjylland throwing. So I think it's two players now with yellow cards for Midtjylland here. Robertson's going to get caught on that overlap. The ball's going to go be playing in behind. Gomez with nice defense there, and it should be a goal kick. Updates just around the Champions League here. Ajax is leading Atalanta 1-0. Manchester City is beating Marseille 1-0. Porto is beating Olympiacos 1-0. Mönchengladbach is leading Real Madrid 1-0. Atletico Madrid is beating Salzburg 1-0, and from the earlier match, Shakhtar Inter tie 0-0. Munich beating Lokomotiv Moscow in Moscow 2-1. Lewandowski bagging more goals. What a surprise. And also, one comment on Lewandowski is Jota here is going to just play the ball back in our back line to Henderson. Then Henderson's going to play a ball out here to Robertson. Just one funny thing is that there was no Ballon d'Or or like Golden Boot thing. Lewandowski completely robbed, by the way, of that. Like he totally should have won the Ballon d'Or. There's nobody else that's played better than him statistically and goal-wise than him. Jota's going to play the ball to Origi here. Possible it's going to get caught with Origi. Jota plays it up. Really nice ball in behind here for Robertson. The cross. Ooh, Anderson clears it away. Nice hold-up play from Origi, and then Jota just plays it off, and then he's playing the cross. It's kind of interesting. Robertson plays the cross, but there's really actually nobody there. In the future, don't mention City games. Yeah. Oh, Jota's... It fell to Jota. I think he actually thought Origi was going to be able to get a touch on it, and it completely threw him off. I thought Origi was going to get the header. Origi jumped on it. Yeah, it was just like he was totally off-footed and just had. He was sort of ready for it, but it came to him real quick. In the future, don't mention City games. Group stage is relevant with their easy games. Yeah, I wonder how they always get an easy group, right? It's just weird, right? They have friends in FIFA. It's just weird. Yeah. Yeah, their excuse was that they couldn't hold the award. You could just do it virtually. The Golden Boot and the Ballon d'Or means so much for a player. You can't just not give it out. They still played. Okay, so footballers still played one of the most intense, most adversary, and one of the most difficult seasons of their lives ever in any sport. For all sports too this year. You got to give the award. Come on. Thought that was ridiculous from FIFA and UEFA or whoever it is. It's FIFA Gold Boot or FIFA Ballon d'Or. So it's FIFA's decision. I thought it was ridiculous. It's reward these players for playing through all this stuff. It's insane. It's still a full season. Doesn't matter when it ends. Henderson plays the ball over here to Milner. He's on the left. He's got Robertson in behind him. Plays it to Origi. Robertson steps up. Then to Origi. Got a triangle. Passes back to Gomez. Gomez will play to Henderson. I feel like we're not as... I don't know if the formation's not perfect yet, Oh, really nice ball, possibly in behind here, but it's going to be cleared away. Really nice look there from Robertson trying to find Taki. But I feel like we don't create as much in this formation. Even against Sheffield, I thought it was slightly different.
Very hard for Liverpool to play through Midtjylland at the moment. Yes, they can go round them. One full back to the other. The switch play quick enough. Here's an easy
Reese will pass it up to Arnold. Shaq's going to play a long ball. It's going to find the head of Milner. He possibly could have actually brought that down and would have been in a really good position. Taki finds it, gets it back to Shaq. Shaq plays the ball in for Milner. Milner shoots! It's going to be a corner kick for Liverpool. Good play there from Liverpool. I know it's a long time already, but Madrid selling Hakimi. It's a good one. I like that. What do you think about the whole City financial fair play ruling? I mean, if you want my honest opinion, they just paid them off. Like, they broke the rules. I don't know what to tell you, and they got away with it. And they didn't get any, like, oh, I wonder how that happened. Jota's going to go up for the header here. Robertson's going to take a swing at it, but it's going to be cleared away by the Midtjylland defender. Milner's playing 1v2 here, and then Milner's going to be able to get the ball up, and Milner's going to be adjudged for a foul. Interesting. Oh, thank you, Gunwolf, for answering that. Yeah, unfortunately not able to show the video, but if you're able to, if you want, you can hang out with us and chat and commentary throughout the game, or you can find a stream and go along with it on the internet. It's on CBS Sports Extra if you're in America. If you're, I'm sure, in the UK and other places, it's on Sky. So you can check those out, or you can also use YouTube TV and other things as well. As Midtjylland here's going to have a free kick on the halfway line, try to play a long ball here. They're going to play the ball up to the... It's just going to be cut out by Arnold, and then Jota's going to fall to Jota. Jota's going to have a little run here, but he's going to misplace his touch. He's kind of got stopped by 3 Midtjylland defenders. Probably should have passed before. Ball's going to be played in behind. Joe Gomez quick to it. Back to Arnold. Back to Allison. Allison plays the ball back out over here to Robertson. Robertson has a little bit of room. Plays the ball in from Milner. Milner needs to pass to Robertson. He does. Robertson passes back to Gomez. Reese Williams plays it back to Gomez. And yeah, we'll touch on that topic, James, at halftime. The all-time F1 wins record. Reese Williams up to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Origi's inside. Oh, but the flag does eventually no up. But Tifo made a really good podcast about football broadcasting. Interesting. Tifo? Who's Tifo? Tifo? Not sure who that is. You can drop the link in chat and I'll go check it out. Origi? Yeah, he's a foot offside, unfortunately. You can see like the lines of the pitch there. He actually is just a judge 1 foot offside. It was a good call by the referee. Good job by the assistant. Unfortunately, we have this new rule where you just kind of have to let them play it out, and then don't raise the flag until actually play is done. Yeah, it's weirdly not. Again, well, I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because I'm actually controlling the YouTube thing and I need to allow it. But if his name if his name is Tifo and then football broadcast, I'll find it. I'll search it on Google and put it as a tab. Henderson here with the ball. Just we're passing back in our defensive line here. Gomez, and then Shaqiri's going to fall back. So it seems like what's happening is one of those necessarily like front 3, front 4 per se, will always come back and drop it into the midfield to be able to bring the ball back up. So that's kind of like the formation, what's been happening. Really nice interchange from Arnold and Taki, and then it's going to fall to Jota, and Jota will eventually foul the Midtjylland player that got in the way. Jota not impressed. This time I slightly prepared and brought water to the desk. Yeah, the VOD's called Premier League pay-per-view since the move. Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah, 100%. Because yeah, unfortunately, it's all pay-per-view now in England, which is just absolutely ridiculous if you ask me. It's just pretty sad. So I mean, some takeaways. Well, I'm not gonna say all the takeaways so far from this first half. If you're Midtjylland, if you're the Midtjylland coach, you gotta feel pretty good. If you're Liverpool, I mean, we haven't really created much. I think I've only gotten excited like one or two times, right? We've had a few opportunities, just a few missed touches, but not really like, but not like it usually is. I think we're totally. I think what's going to happen is we're going to see something similar at the 60-minute mark and probably put the front three back on, if we're not actually able to get a goal by that time. You could definitely see a Salah, a Firmino, or a Mane come onto the pitch later on. Throw in here for Midtjylland. They do throw it in. Shaqiri somehow dispossesses Kaba. Jota's on the run here on the right side. Not able to get past Kayuste. The good defense. Origi with throws it into Shaq. Shaq fighting. Gets the ball finally to Arnold. Arnold looking for a pass. Plays a long diagonal to the middle of the box. And Taki. Oh, Taki almost gets ahead to it. Oh, he does get ahead to it, but he almost was able to redirect it towards goal. He was about a. It was one of like a half chance, you could say. But it was a nice diagonal ball at the top of the box. I mean, if he scores a header, it's like a Suarez-esque header from outside of the box. But I mean, he does make some contact with it, and he's only a few feet away. Not that bad for Taki. Taki's really. The thing with Minamino, his awareness and his game intelligence is unbelievable. He gets in some incredible positions. Just needs to actually be able to convert and finish those. Granted, that was kind of a half chance. Can't always put something like that away. That's like a one out of 10 times you'll score that goal. However many times you tried in Stanish. Interesting stats. 4% actually watch by paying the match. Interesting. Well, here with us, you don't have to pay for anything, right? Until I got to go to the Premier League and ask for the rights to show you it. Then I'll have to pay hundreds of a million. And we should most likely be going to the halftime here. Joe Gomez is going to have the ball, and Kloppo is sprinting down the tunnel. Overall, a 0-0 affair here for Liverpool and Midtjylland. Going to go through the halftime scores all over the 80% watch illegally. Oh, yeah, 100% 80% watch illegally. I completely agree with. I think if you look at some of the pay-per-view matches, I think like some of them, like the max they peaked at is like 100,000 people have watched it. Like, you're really telling me only 100,000 people in England bought the rights to watch the Man U Arsenal game or the Man U Chelsea game? Like, give me a break. All of London is watching that match, right? Like, there's no way. There's got to be watching and streaming illegally. The idea of making the matches pay-per-view literally just pushes people away and makes them watch it illegally or watch it some other method. Like, it's absurd. I would never pay $15 to watch a match. That's literally like watching a movie. And then, like with a movie, you kind of know the outcome's going to be like kind of you're indifferent, or like it'll be a good outcome or just like kind of a bad ending. Like, this has an opportunity to be 2 hours, and it could be the worst 2 hours of your entire life. So, like, I don't really want to pay $15 for that, you know? Bleacher Report did have something where they, like, did the Champions League matches pay-per-view, and it was, like, $2 or $3. I'll pay $2 or $3 to watch. I don't care. It's like $3. 15 is just absurd. Just so, going over the halftime scores here, just a little tangent and a little venting on that. Ajax of Amsterdam is up 2-0 on Atalanta. Dusan Tadic with the goal, and Lassina Traore. Tadic scores that one from the spot. Marseille and Manchester City, Fernan Torres with the goal in the 18th minute to lead Marseille 1-0. Olympiacos and Porto, Fabio Vieira actually puts that goal in, and they're going to be leaving Olympiacos away or at home, and then Marcus Thurman scores the goal in the 33rd minute to be one up on Real Madrid. This is this is interesting for. I actually just kind of want to look at the lineup. I mean, this is a lineup that's Benzema, Asensio, Vinny, Cruz, Casemiro, Valverde, Vasquez, Varane, Ramos, Mendy, Courtois. This is a pretty strong team here from from Real Madrid. Don't think they're not trying. Salzburg and Atletico, Marcos Llorente, someone that we know very keenly, unfortunately from our last Champions League exit, scored the goal in the 29th minute, and Dominique Szoboszlai, I can't say his name, scored in the 40 minute for Salzburg to tie that match up. As I mentioned earlier, it was Lewandowski with another, or actually it was Kimmich and Goretzka with the goals against Lokomotiv, and then the match between Shakhtar and Inter ended 0-0. And then that's actually pretty interesting. I pay for mine because it comes with mobile plans and it does it anyway from the data usage. That's interesting. Yeah, I pay like so the way I watch the Premier League is I have to buy Peacock. So that's like $5 a month. To watch the Champions League, I have to buy CBS All Access, which is like $4 a month. So in all, I pay like $10 a month to watch footy. Not that bad, right? It's not awful. It's pretty good. It's better than most places in England, honestly, right? And then so the big news from the weekend: Lewis Hamilton actually beats and breaks. I'm blanking on his name at the worst time. Michael Schumacher's record in F1, which, and Genwill says boo. So I sort of have a weird opinion on this because I like Lewis as a driver. I think he's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best drivers in the world. Granted, yeah, he also has the best car, and he's been on the best team for pretty much his whole career, right? Okay. So, but Michael Schumacher, sorry, I'm kind of watching the goal out of the corner of my eyes against Gladbach. Wow, what a goal that was. Schumacher kind of... the problem is like Ferrari was at their prime, and then Lewis Hamilton they're both at their prime. So there's no way to necessarily say like one driver is better than the other. Both drivers had the best car in their eras, so it's pretty difficult to say which one is the better driver. Overall, Hamilton will be able to set the records longer. He's been in the position for a significant more period of time than Michael Schumacher has. And the team itself is doing that much better. So I feel like it's inevitable that some of these records just get broken just by how F1 is adapting. I'm not gonna, by no means am I saying is it easier to drive a car now, an F1 car, than when Schumacher drove it back then, because I've never driven an F1 car, but I'm pretty sure it was like. I mean, it was not as mechanical. It wasn't technologically advanced as it was into this period of time. So, like, there's a lot of... You could also maybe possibly make the argument it was harder to drive a car back when Schumacher was around, because of the increase in technology and all those sorts of things. But overall, I think it's okay. Like, if you're a big F1 fan and all that stuff, like, it's okay. Like, these records are sort of meant to be broken. Especially as we're going to see this like move on in this necessary era. Like you're going to see these records get broken, the seasons get longer, there's literally more races, and there's actually just like the scale is tipped fully in one direction. So if you're on that team and you're on that team for most of your career, you're pretty much you're gonna get that record eventually. I'm pretty new to the F1 world, around 4 years, but I think yeah. So I'm similar too. I've been watching F1 for like 5 to 10 years, but I've gotten into it more in the last like 4 to 5 years, and I think there is something to say to that. Like Hamilton's never really been, from when I've been watching, Hamilton's never really been challenged. Like the only buddy that can actually challenge him is Bottas because they're in the same car. But you may call me crazy, But to be honest with you, I mean, Mercedes has both cars, and they're giving the better car to Hamilton 9 times out of 10, like, or 10 times out of 10. Like, they're not going to give Bottas a better car than Hamilton, right? Even if they're teammates, like, they want Hamilton to win. He's kind of the poster child for it all, and they maybe think he's the best driver, right? So they want to keep him winning. So I don't even think Bottas and him are on the same level. I think they pay more attention to um, to Lewis's car than Bottas's car. So like he's never really been quote unquote challenged. Even with Vettel though, I mean, the Ferrari can't keep up. Like Vettel possibly, but I feel like after a while it's just kind of over, right? Like he's just he, like I don't know. I think he's had a pretty easy run in it. Like I feel like the pressure really isn't there for Lewis. I feel like the pressure is only on him to win because he has the best car and he's quote unquote the best driver. Like there's no pressure to beat anybody else because you're gonna beat him every single time. I mean you're literally beating cars by like 2 to 3 minutes. That's insane. That's absolutely bonkers. There's no way to actually like make some sort of like level playing field in that sense. I've been just rambling and I need to take a sip real quick. Sorry. If you have any questions for any sport or anything like that, we're talking about F1 now, but we can talk about the Premier League, we can talk about Champions League, we can talk NFL, we can talk NBA, we can talk anything. Any questions or anything like that, just please shoot in my way, especially during half times. It's like sometimes we just don't know what to always talk about. This is when I like to go away from the driver debates. I know how it was before. The team wins, you don't win. Yeah, I do too. I think I think that the sports become too much on the driver. I still think ultimately at the end of the day, what's actually important is if the team wins or not. Like you as the driver, yeah, you win, but your ultimate importance is if the team wins. I understand sometimes it is like kind of an individual sport like that, but I've always been someone like you're still on that team. You want that team to win no matter what. Like that team winning is you also winning. So it is slightly an odd situation, in my opinion, to sort of be in, like into that little interchange. And there was also one thing I did want to talk about was the I was trying to find the game. Yeah. And then on 1:30 on Saturday Eastern Time, we're actually going to be playing West Ham there. I'd rather have 4 to 5 than one of my drivers having third and the other one having 15th or so. Yeah, I agree. I also think it would be really funny again, Will, if you. I, I spoke to my dad about this. Not that it would ever happen, but Mercedes should just produce like 20 cars, and everybody just races the Mercedes, and we'll see who the best driver is. Right? Like that's really the only way. Because Mercedes by far is the best technology and the best everything. So like there's no possible way that it necessarily like doesn't. It's yeah, it is. It is kind of sad because I really enjoy F1. Like I enjoy the sport. I enjoy like the yeah. I mean, there's only two. There's what, two or three. You have Renault that makes the engine, Ferrari that makes the engine. You have Honda that makes an engine, and then you also have there's one more. I think there's like 4 or 5 engine manufacturers. But I know Ferrari is one. Mercedes makes their own. Renault makes it, and then Honda makes theirs with Honda makes theirs in accordance with Red Bull, because Red Bull has that partnership with them. They actually ended up leaving Renault over their engine troubles, which hey, I think actually did pay dividends for them. So good decision overall by Kevin Horder and the team there. Oh, Honda is going out. Okay, interesting. Hey man, let's help each other out, grow our channels bigger. Hopefully get back, have another good streamer. Yeah, I'll for sure give you a follow here, Jay Palmer, 1990. I got you, buddy. Don't worry. So only Ferrari, Mercedes, Renault as of now. Okay, so there's only 3 going so far. there we go.
But you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about how the only words she's not saying are "go away." You're thinking about how
So looking at just kind of bring this back on the topic here of football in the Premier League, not the Premier League, or actually yes, sorry, the Premier League. I wanted to go through the actual standings of the Premier League and the Premier League table, and just kind of my general opinion of it and where I think some of these teams are going to land. As we should be starting back up here, actually, like literally within like 2 seconds. So I'm actually going to take a quick restroom break so that I'm able to talk about the table, and then we'll also see sport.
so see what's there. We see beyond there.
We're back. All right, so here we are in the dressing room, and we're about to march out onto the pitch here. And look, I think there's no changes so far. Salah's still in shirt. Everybody looks pretty much in the same shirt as they were before. And we're going to be coming out on the pitch here to start the second half of the match. Trying to adjust my volume. Okay. Oh, never mind. It actually shouldn't be changing.
Anfield, not the first half that Liverpool thought it was going to be, with Salah, Mane and Firmino starting on the bench, and Jurgen Klopp might have to bring them into action earlier than he had perceived as well, because it's a very good Midtjylland defensive performance here.
Midtjylland, I'm assuming. Oh, wait, never mind. I could be mistaken here. There looks as if without. By the way, I don't know if people have images of the actual of some of the screen, but that training kit looks awesome. Like, it looks so cool. That the training kit or a jersey or something like that, it looks lit. By the way, we do actually, as a channel, do like giveaways. Like if we get to certain like sub goals or follower accounts on YouTube and Twitch, we actually do give away prizes. We've given away 2 Duke jerseys to 2 followers actually, which is really neat. Or Duke is in like a university. They follow us to watch the college basketball, so like they got to choose and they picked that one. But like if we do any other like sub goals or like things like that, follower goals and like to get giveaways, like you can just pick what team or whatever sport you'll necessarily like. So like if you're a Liverpool fan, you watch the stream for Liverpool, like you'll get a Liverpool shirt if you like win the not win the raffle per se, but win the kind of just follower party or follower competition, I guess. So it's pretty cool. Stick around. Midtjylland here is going to have a throw in.
Firmino's going to come slightly to the right. I think Jota's going to be on the left-hand side, and Shaqiri's going to be in the number 10 role. Did you think in that first half sometimes
Gini's going to be so Gini here pretty much is slotting in for Henderson. Already picks the ball off one of the Midtjylland defenders, set our offense straight away. Taki plays in Origi. Origi's possibly going to think about a cross. No, he gets it back to Arnold. Arnold on his left foot, not going to be able to cross it. He's going to send it all the way back to Gini. I'm assuming the 45-minute change for Henderson's not I'm assuming it's not any like injury thing related or anything like that. I think it's just purely they want to give him a blow and like give him a little bit of rest and just get Gini onto the pitch. You know, give it a little different. So I don't think there's any problem with that at all. And I think Shaq's going to drop in a little deeper here as well to get the connection between the midfield and the front line. This is the problem when you play this 4-2-3-1. The connection between the actual front line and the back line is sometimes kind of staggered. With the 4-3-3, it's a little easier because you have more players in the midfield, right? So this was one of our original problems when we played the 4-2-3-1 when we had Coutinho. And then when Coutinho went away, we were kind of left with the hole of like how to actually connect it. Coutinho is like exceptionally well at connecting the back line, midfield, and the front three. Here we're like sort of seeing that the connection between to the front and the attackers like fully isn't there yet, unfortunately. But hey, it's a work in progress, right? Allison's going to take a kind of a long ball here. He's going to try to look for Taki. It's going to be headed clear, but it should fall straight to Shaqiri. Shaqiri probably should have left that for Taki, as Shaqiri was on a full sprint and also guarded by another defender that sort of put him off. Ball's going to be played up to absolutely nowhere. It will hit the PS5 sign, and it will go out of play for a Liverpool throw-in. Reece Williams hasn't necessarily been tested since Fabinho has gone out with that injury. So I guess lucky for him, but been doing a good job. So again, we'll sort of Reece plays a ball here to Arnold, and then Arnold's going to play a ball into the midfield that will be cut out by a Midtjylland defender. Not a good ball at all. So, yes, Coutinho would kind of play in from the left, but he never, when he played for us, I feel, for the past few years, yes, 100% on the left. But when he played for Liverpool, he played way more down the middle with a tendency to play left and cut in left. Yes, that's kind of the problem. So that's the issue of why people have criticized Coutinho, is because at Barca, he's not actually a winger. He can't play on the wing. And at Bayern, he was sort of put on the wing. Bayern, they kind of put him more in the midfield, which was better. The problem is that he's pretty much just a number 10 that won't defend, or that won't actually put in too much work, as his Paulinho here has kind of gone down injured. I think this is from the Origi tackle. It doesn't look like that a lot of contact is made, but if there's any contact when the boots are up in the air like that and you're kicking into the bottom of someone's studs, it's always going to be painful. So hopefully Paulinho's okay there. The throw-in's going to go to Liverpool. So I think that's actually like that playing on the wing kind of actually like sort of ruined Coutinho's career. When he was playing for us, he was way more central and it worked way better. And that's like the connection that we're sort of lacking right now, I think. Jota's going to make a run here. He's going to continue his run. He's going to be into the area. He's going to, should have passed to Origi. It's going to eventually fall to Origi. Origi's going to turn. He's going to think about shooting. He doesn't shoot. And then Paulinho's going to get a foot in here. He's going to dispossess him. And then it's going to go up possibly for a breakaway for Midtjylland. No, Arnold gets an interaction there. He's able to actually stop him. Ball's going to be played possibly in behind. Milner's going to get a header to it. And then Gini and Origi just kind of like back away from the ball and let it go there. Allison's going to pick it up and replay it to Arnold. Arnold's just kind of looking for a pass right now. He'll play a long diagonal. I think he's looking for Jota. Jota's going to be able to... Origi's going to get on the end of that knockdown there. Origi plays it to Milner. Milner to Gomez. Robertson's going to play the ball to Milner here. Ball's going to be played in, but the Anderson's going to easily get to that one there. No problem at all. And thank you, Mr. Bad Bass, for the 200 bits. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming by. Nice to see you, man. I miss you too as well. Midtjylland's going to have a throw-in. It's going to go back all the way to Anderson here to kind of restart their play as well here. Going to play a ball here. They're driving forward. Ball's going to be played in here. Oh, it's going to go over the head. Whew, that was close there. That went over the head of Kaba and then was cleared away. Really good job by Dreyer there to play a ball in. Or no, it was Anderson that played a ball in from Dreyer. Dreyer made a really good run behind Arnold. Played a pretty good ball in, or behind... oh, wait, how was Arnold... Oh, no, that was behind Jota, sorry. Jota got caught playing left back, unfortunately.
Kaba is 6'3". Schultz 6'2". Sviatchenko another 6'.
Ball in here, the cross. It's going to go to the far post. It's going to be headed. Oh, Allison calmly picks that one up very easily. Again, well, here you got some. As a Heat fan, I'm scared but excited at the same time because we're looking to reshape the team extensively. Like the Heat team is probably my favorite, but I know they can be better. Yeah, 100%. I'm super excited to see what the Heat actually decide to do moving into the kind of the offseason. They do have some parts. They do have some contracts. They can totally move around. They understand that like the basis of the team is exceptional to where it is now. As we're starting to see Salah and Mane start warming up, Jota's going to try to get in here. Origi's fighting for the ball in the box. Midtjylland's going to pick it up. Origi eventually is able to take this ball under control. He's going to drive forward. The ball's going to be taken off of him by Paulinho. Or sorry, that wasn't Paulinho. That was Cajuste. Not exactly sure on the on the exact pronouncing his name, unfortunately, but he is on the yellow card, so very good job there. Shaq's almost be able to dispossess Midtjylland player, and then they will play it back to Anderson. Anderson plays the ball to one of his buddies. Scholes sitting on the ball there. Oneka could play it back to Chenko. To Scholes. Scholes will play the ball up to Anderson. And then the ball just gets left by Dreyer, and then Robertson just plays the ball to Genie. Genie will pick this one up in the midfield. Brewster's out on loan. No, so Brewster's actually not out on loan. He was bought by Sheffield, but we have the buyback option on him. He actually joined the Blades for $23.5 million, but we do have the buyback option. So if he actually does like turn into like one of the greatest strikers in the world, we can buy him back. Obviously for probably more of an expensive price, but I mean, probably still worth it. So the buyback clause is in there. The attacking depth, I mean, our attacking depth is what you see here on the pitch, right? You have Mana, Saleh, Firmino as kind of the front three, and then you have the backups of Jota, Shaqiri, Origi in there as well. So Shaq possibly going to take a shot in the left foot. He finds Arnold. Arnold crosses it, and they walk it into the net. But I don't want to get too excited because there possibly is going to be an offside. So let's just wait. I don't know. But we have scored. Need to see the replay here. Hopefully VAR doesn't VAR us. Hopefully we won't get VAR'd. Everybody's staring at the corner, at the flag, at the linesman. Klopp is as well. Let's see the replay here. Genie's going to play that ball in. He's going to find Arnold beautifully on the other side here. Arnold then plays a nice 1-2 with Shaq. Arnold's onside. Well, technically his arm's offside, like his hand. And then Arnold plays the ball to Jota onside. I think this one has to stand. I think that there's no way you can rule this one out here. And it's not in the Premier League, so the refs aren't that biased towards us, and the VAR isn't that biased. So this goal, I think I can say comfortably will stand. 1-0 Liverpool. Beautiful pass from Shaq to Arnold, then to Jota. Unbelievable, and the goal does stand. Reece Williams does a nice job winning that header. Fantastic. I wanted to be more excited about it, and I'm sorry. I wanted to yell, like, be excited about it, but I've also done that like 3 times now and gotten roasted by VAR. It does make for some really good content clips, though. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, Jota, I mean, and as Salah's getting ready to come onto the pitch, I don't really think we need him. Oh, I mean, good, nice threat and everything like that. But Jota, I mean, he's playing himself in here with the form. This guy's been an absolute unbelievable signing. He works so hard. He's in the right spots, and he still doesn't really understand the Liverpool system. You can see he's like still not fully like it doesn't come fully natural with him. With a lot of players, it doesn't come fully natural. I mean, he's been playing for Wolves for such a significant period of time. Shaqiri wins a header in the box, which is pretty amazing considering he's like 5'2". Robertson's thinking about playing a ball to Taki, but he slips right as he plays it, so he can't play him onside there. So close. But yeah, again, well, our attacking depth is basically is the front three that we have right now. So we have a replacement for basically every front three attacker up there. Which is, I mean, the depth is way better. Bringing Jota into the match as well is fantastic, and bringing him into the squad as well has been fantastic for the entire team. That's how you become famous, a meme. Yeah, exactly. Maybe I should just make memes of myself and just post them when I'm commentating. And then I'll be like Mark Goldberg or whatever, Mark Goldrick, that like one man you guy who has like 1 million followers, and it's just like him cursing at the at like the television or the screen. I mean, it is pretty funny. Hey Denji from Denmark, how are you doing? And I come from the United States, but hello, nice to see you from Denmark. Actually, spent some time in Denmark when I traveled in Europe. Origi plays a nice ball here. Origi's actually going to be dispossessed, and no foul is going to be called there. I actually think it was pretty a fair play there from the referee. Milner's going to try to do some crazy 360. It's not going to be cut out. The ball's going to fall to Kayuse. He's going to try to push the ball forward, and then really nice interception there by the youngster Reece Williams, put into the game because of the foul there, or from the injury from Fabinho. And thank you very much for the follow, Jay Palmer 1990. Very much appreciated, sir. Goldberg is a goat. Yeah, don't diss. Hey, I won't, man. I respect that guy 100%. I really do. Like he's actually a very he's very respectable Liverpool fans. Like if things happen, for example, like I know we had the Van Dijk injury, he actually wrote like a really nice tweet, like nothing like chirping or anything like that, just wishing he gets well. Like he hates to see it happen to a rival. So he's actually like he's pretty respectable. He's a nice guy. I'm not gonna say a nice guy, but I mean he's a respectable human. And he has there's like a level of respect between clubs, which is nice. I like to have that. I like to have a rivalry, but at the same time, it's like I'm not gonna root for like Cavani to break his leg, or I'm not gonna root for Bissaka to get hurt. Like this is not really. Like, you don't want that to happen, really. Arnold's gonna play a long diagonal here. It was supposed to be able to find Robertson, but Robertson was not really in the general vicinity, and Ibaka there is going to be adjudged offside. Or Kaba is, and here we're going to have Sadio Mane and Salah to be coming onto the pitch. I gotta say, it is quite awesome to be able to bring Salah and Sadio onto the pitch, where it used to be like Stuart Downing. I haven't heard that name in a really long time. Reece Williams going to play a long ball here for Taki. It's not going to find Taki. We'll only find a Midtjylland player, and he's just going to let it out, go in for a throw-in. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the content or anything like that on the Twitch side, just hit the follow button, and on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button. Sometimes the alerts don't pop up for YouTube, so sorry if you click subscribe, haven't seen it. You can type it in chat if you do, and I'll shout you out. It looks like Mina Binu and Origi here are going to be taking a seat for Liverpool. They played quite well. Divock will be replaced by Sadio Mane. Taki is going to come off the pitch here. He looks a little disappointed. I can understand why he's kind of disappointed. He had some pretty good opportunities, and like just his touch let him down slightly, or it was like kind of a half chance. But Salah will be replacing him, so I think this should be kind of a actually, this is Klopp. I think Klopp here is actually going to go into is going to keep Shaq and Jota onto the pitch, so it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 once again, but the front three will be more comprised of Jota, Salah, Mane, and I'm assuming Shaq is going to sit kind of slightly back under that front three. And yeah, again, well, I'm going to run through the scores right now, boss. Just to give updates on everything, sort of at a lull here in the match. Atalanta and Ajax, wow! If you have that game on, it is now to do Duvan Zapata scores 2 goals in 6 minutes to even that match up. If you got multiple screens, totally suggest turning that one on because that is bonkers if you ask me. As you saw the Midtjylland coach looking at his little book, wondering like what is going on. Marseille and Manchester City are still 1-0. Nothing has happened in that game as we're sort of trying to play out from the back and break the press. Jota's going to play a ball that's going to find Salah. The defender missed it. It's going to be a foot race. Salah's going to be in the box. He's going to cut back onto his left foot. The defender gets his foot in there and is able to dispossess Salah, unfortunately.
home and away in the league, and in the last 32 of the FA Cup as well.
And I think that was Paulinho that got the ball. Yeah, that was Paulinho once again. So Paulinho playing a pretty good match in general. Fantastic overall. Porto and Olympiacos is still 1-0. And then Salah's actually going to be able to play pretty no-look chip pass to Jota that's cut out very well from Anderson right there. Good work from him. So, yes, Gladbach will actually, this is the big score line. Marcus Thuram has scored in the 58th minute to make it 2-0 to Real Madrid. So if the scores hold, that means they're going to be the last one in the group so far. Not a good start for the Champions League campaign and the road to Istanbul for Real Madrid. And then Gini over here is going to get a foul called on him. Robertson's going to consider taking that one as well. And then Atletico Madrid actually went down to Mergim Bersha, who scored and made it 2-1. And then Joao Felix scored in the 52nd minute. So that match of Atletico and Salzburg is 2-2. Milner plays this free kick back to Reece Williams to just reset the play and go from there. Salah's going to play not a strong enough ball to play Mane in there. You could totally see, and then Salah got megged by Paulinho, which is pretty depressing if you ask me. And then a little fancy footwork there, and Shaq's going to be called for the foul there.
Being compact, really being a threat when you do go a goal down. How can you change your game? It looks like they're going to make a substitution, try and do that. Mikel Anderson's going to come on. He's a left forward.
It seems as Mikel Anderson will be coming onto the pitch, so there's going to be 3 Andersons now from Midtjylland on the pitch, which makes my life just a little bit harder. Scholes is going to play the ball out here to Paulinho.
Played against Denmark recently, actually. Iceland were well beaten in that game, 3-0.
Paulinho's thinking about taking this throw. He finally does to Yeka on Yeka. And I'm sorry if I pronounce some of these players' names wrong. I do seriously apologize. Mane, Jota. Oh, almost played the ball off Sisto there. Yeah, well, that's interesting. It's funny you say that. Joao Felix lived up to his value. I mean, they bought him for like 80, 90 million euros at like age 19 or 20. I mean, there is a joke. Ooh, Midtjylland's going to play across here. Sadio's not back on defense. Oh, wow. It goes off of Dreyer's knee, and it just pops up for Allison to take. That was a really good opportunity for Midtjylland, 100%. It's actually really funny. Like, after that transfer, he tweeted out or said in an interview, he's like, yeah, this is nuts, man. Like, people, like, women are just sending me, like, naked photos of themselves, like, all the time. Like, I don't know what to do. It's just kind of like, I mean, it's kind of just, like, absolutely ridiculous that he actually said that. Sadio's going to be able to make a run here, but he was going to be called for the foul. But I hope he does, too. The kid's got a lot of pressure on him. I think he's played fine for how he has been. Like, he hasn't necessarily been, like, the greatest scorer, the best anything, per se. But, I mean, he's still young. And playing in that team, too, like, Atletico's not a team where you're going to go out there and score, like, 10 goals a game. Or they're going to have, like, a wild match. You play a Diego Simeone style. Like, it's very defensive. As Mabile will come off to the pitch for Anderson. So now we have 3 Andersons. Woohoo! And it looks like Henderson's drinking literally Cholula. Or, like, hot sauce. That thing looks disgusting, whatever's in his hand. Reece Williams clears this ball. Once again, Reece doing a very good job filling in for Fabinho so far, clearing pretty much every single thing that has come in his path. Reece, once again, just clears this out. I like it. I don't mind it. It's actually just complete no-nonsense defending at all from Reece Williams, and I really appreciate that as a Liverpool fan and kind of what we had have dealt with in the past in our life. As Anderson here, the goalkeeper from Midtjylland, is going to play the ball up. He's looking. He was looking for Kaba, but it's going to fall to Milner off the second ball. No, it won't. It's going to fall to Dreyer, and then Dreyer's going to play it back for Shevchenko. Shevchenko's going to play a long diagonal. It's going to go more in the middle. He was looking for Mobile. No, it wasn't Mobile. He was looking for the new Anderson. It'll fall to Allison. Allison plays it with his feet, and he's going to take his glorious time since he hasn't actually picked up the ball, so he's not on a 7-second timer or anything, and Kaba's just kind of looking at him. He's waiting to pick up the ball. He's going to just wait to pick up the ball. He finally does. Oh, man, you got to love sometimes these antics that are played by some some players. Even some of even some of Liverpool players too, you know? So there is that. And then, but this is a really good run here for Kaba on Joe Gomez. He's fighting, muscling, one-on-one. Eventually, there's maybe going to be a foul called for one of them, but there's not. The referee lets Kaba and Joe Gomez just go at it, both of them. Really physical kind of duel there, but Joe Gomez ends up winning it. Genie. Oh, really nice cut. It's going to be opened up here a little bit. He's got to play that ball in for Shaq. Shaq's going to be running at the defender. He's got Salah to his left and right. Shaq with a really nice move. Oh! Paulinho almost. Paulinho just gets a foot in there to stop the attack. He had Salah right on his wing to score that goal and to put this game to bed. We were so close. So close. I totally thought he was going to be able to shoot right there. Like, right at that moment, I thought he was going to shoot. Right on that, like, last crossover, just, like, rip it. But Paulinho does a really good job to get in there and read it. I mean, if he gets that wrong, it's a penalty or it's a goal, right? So I got to give credit where credit is due there. Do you have another center back in the bench or out of the matchday squad? Because playing Reece Williams, Clyde might trust him, but this is a really depth of depths. Yeah, no, we don't. That's it. We have Matip, but he's out injured. Van Dijk out for the season. Fabinho was the cover at CM. And or at center back, and then Reece Williams was the youngster. I mean, the problem is, and Klopp was interviewed as Reece Williams is going to play out from the back. You're just going to find a nice pass there for Salah, maybe be able to hold up the ball a little bit. And Shaq's going to be able to play the ball back to Reece once again, and then Reece plays it to Arnold. Arnold's going to play the long ball to hopefully engage the get off the press, and we will. We'll be at the halfway line with throw-in. I actually think, like, one of the problems, Klopp actually said this. He's like, there's no way I can actually have, like, 4, like, world-class center backs in this team. He's like, I already have Van Dijk, the best center back in the world. I already have Matip, and then I also have a possible cover from midfielder, from Fabinho. So if, like, things really go badly, he can go in there himself. So, like, having to buy, like, a completely new world-class center back is, like, a really difficult situation if you already technically have, like, 4 players that can play center back. And then you also have Reece Williams would think they're really bad. Like, after this, there's really, like, just you kind of go down the academy line. But I understand where Klopp is coming from, right? Especially during the COVID crisis, all this type of stuff. Like, we did lose a lot of money, but we did spend. Shaq's going to play a long ball here that will just go all the way to Anderson. But I don't necessarily. I actually think, like, he's sort of justified not having that extra into that extra center back cover. Kostas is injured still, so he's sort of the cover for Andy Robertson as left back, but he's still injured. And I think it's going to take some time for him to adjust to the style and everything like that and pace of play. But he did play in that League Cup match, which was he played pretty excellently as well. Allison's going to be able to cut this ball out from Anderson. It was a nice long ball. If you guys are enjoying the content or anything like that on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button. Unfortunately, not all the alerts pop up for me, so I can't always say thank you. But if you just say it, I will. And then on Twitch, just hit the follow button. We do most of the Liverpool matches. We do we stream live Thursday Night Football co-stream as well, so we have the live pictures for you during that. And we do Liverpool matches. We do Duke basketball. We do the NBA. So we do a whole lot of different types of sports. It's been a growing community, kind of helped by all of you guys interacting, helping us out in chat. So really appreciate that to all the followers and hopefully new followers. Anderson here is going to have a goal kick at the 70th minute mark. I'm going to do a quick check-in at the other scores around. All the other scores remain the same. 2-2 Atletico, 2-0 Gladbach Madrid, Porto 1-0 on Olympiacos, Man City 1-0 on Marseille, 2-2 Ajax at Atalanta. Now the ball is just kind of some Sunday League stuff, just staying in the air. Eventually does fall to Midtjylland. Anderson's going to be able to run out of that overlap, gets the pass from Dreyer. The ball's going to come into the box. Kaba's going to be able to possibly take a shot. No, he kind of just dribbling it out of play. He wasn't able to get it under their control. Now it's going to come out to Anderson. Anderson's probably going to get a cross in here. No, Sisto's at the top. Then it's going to go to Shevchenko. Quick pass from Scholes all the way to Paulinho. Now it's going to be the other Anderson. The attacking Anderson. You have the defending Anderson, the attacking Anderson, and then the goalkeeper Anderson. I think that's the only way I can do this. The ball eventually from the attacking Anderson goes out of play. And Midtjylland here is going to be going to have Sisto come off of the pitch for the Midtjylland number 10. Evander. Not Evander. Evander is most likely Stampioni. Sisto will take a seat. Good shift in by him for Midtjylland. Allison plays the ball to Reese Williams, just kind of playing on the back line here. You can see that Midtjylland wants Reese Williams to get the ball. Kind of put him under pressure. Ball falls to Salah. Salah is surrounded by 3 Midtjylland players, and eventually it falls to Cayuste, who's going to play the ball back to the center back and then play it all the way back to Anderson. And again, OBJ is out for the season with the torn ACL. Unfortunate for him. Never really like. I mean, as I said earlier, you never like players that get injured or anything like that. Anderson or Paulinho megs Arnold again. So now Paulinho's megged Arnold, and he's also megged Salah. I don't think many players have ever done that in their entire life when they play against Liverpool. Kind of hats off to him. It's kind of respectable. You want to take something from the game. It's still 1-0. Possibilities that Midtjylland is able to score a goal here. Yeah, ACLs are the worst in general because you never really know how the player is going to react and come back from it either. It's pretty nervy, I would have to say. Scholes plays a kind of a 1-2 that Saul is almost able to cut out. Cayuste looking for a pass. The ball will find Paulinho on the left. Paulinho's cutting in onto his left foot a little bit. He'll play in a pass. Allison's really quick to the punch. Nice job. Paulinho wins the header again. Joe Gomez is going to have to win that header. And then Milner's able to slightly clear it. And then slightly he's going to off-put Dreyer there. Not able to get the shot off. Dreyer's going to play another ball in, trying to look for Paulinho on the left. Not able to. It was cut out by Arnold. Shaq's not able to cut this one out. He's going to lose out. Oh, Evander tries the curler, and it's curling to Goodison Park. Milner passes to Gomez here. Playing out from the back here is Liverpool. Robertson's going to take the space down the line and continue playing it down the line, but I think he's actually going to play it out of play. And then Midtjylland will have the throw-in. Midtjylland will throw it all the way back to Anderson. Scholes is looking for a pass here. Not passing to anybody. Anderson's going to have a lot of space, got a pass in behind Milner there, so kind of bypass the midfield. Milner cuts that pass out, and then Robertson's going to let the ball run for Allison. Good shout there from Ali to pick this one up, waste a little bit of time, and calmly play a correct pass. I have to give credit to Allison. The shoulder strain that he did suffer was a 4 to 6 week injury. He was back in 3 weeks. Right as I say that, he plays the ball directly at Evander, and then Midtjylland will take possession of it. The attacking Anderson with the ball to Evander. To Kaba, to Scholes. Scholes plays Kaba in. Kaba tries to play. He saves it for the attacking Anderson. Anderson on his left. Gomez blocks it. It's out on him, and it's a goal kick. Like I was saying, the thing with Allison, he was actually out injured for the shoulder strain was supposed to be 4 to 6 weeks. He told the physios he was in Melwood, 6 to 8 hours a day working on rehab, everything like that. He actually started catching balls and full shot training on Wednesday of last week. So he only actually started full training 2 days before the Sheffield game. He told Klopp, "I'm ready to go." So he basically cut off 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks of injury time that he should have been out for us. Got to give credit to the player and the dedication that he had to his craft to be able to get back onto the pitch as well. So awesome from Allison. Love to see that from the players. Another small kind of news bit here from Liverpool is the ball's going to play in for Scholes here. It's going to look for Paulinho. Liverpool kind of playing more defensively. And Midtjylland's getting more and more with the ball. Onyanka has the ball. He's going to play across in. Evander almost curls it. He's trying to turn. He does, and it's 6 inches away from the goal post. Phew. That was close. I know, but it's early and biased for me. Herbert, Mahomes, no. Bud's future Super Bowl changes, hopefully with the Chargers. Yeah, Herbert's really good, but Mahomes is also like on like a completely different level, right? So it's kind of like, in my opinion, it's slightly different. As like he's on a level that is like absurd, I would say, kind of like slightly above that. As Firmino's going to get ready here to come onto the pitch. Ball's going to fall here to Genie. And then, ooh, Dreyer tried to play a pass there, and it's going to just end up to Allison. Allison's going to be able to just take some time out of the game, take some air out of the game as well. Yeah, this should be a good last 10 minutes of the match here. Just updates around, no score changes from updates around Europe as we get into the last 10 minutes of pretty much all of these group stage matches. John Labu in chat says goal. There was no goal, so don't be worried. Don't be you didn't miss anything there. Milner is going to find Shaqiri. Shaqiri's going to be moving forward. He's going to get the ball to Jota. Jota to Shaqiri again. Plays it for Milner. A little behind Milner. Back to Shaq. Then Shaq's going to get it to Arnold. Shaq. Reece Williams. It's going to go back to Allison. And yeah, I agree with you again. Well, I think you guys need to build around him. I mean, what he's doing right now is absolutely incredible. I'm not going to take any credit away from him, but I mean, he just needs to do it with like the better team and also have more experience in the league. Like next year, if they get a better defense and he's able to do this stuff, like he's going to be unreal. Like he's going through reads and everything, which is insane. Joka's going to pick up the ball here. He's going to be running at the defense. Mane actually tries to take the ball from him, and then he should get fouled. There's going to be no foul call at all. Jota definitely got tripped there. The referee says no. Liverpool still retains possession through Gomez. Passes to Genie, then Genie to Gomez, and then to Williams, and then passes the ball to Arnold. Arnold will pass the ball back to Gomez. Sadio passes it back to our defense. Reece Williams will pick it up, and it'll go to Arnold as well. Arnold pressed from the attacking Anderson, one of the three Andersons on the pitch. Reece. Shaq. Arnold. Arnold with the left-footed ball. Going forward, he's going to find Salah one-on-one with Scholl. Salah has space. He can run. Jota's one-on-one also in the box. Salah's crossed in. He's going to take a shot, and that one will end up over the bar into the top of the cup. Probably should have played that pass in there. Jota here is going to be replaced by Bobby Firmino. Jota gets the goal for us today, as you can see from the replay here. Alexander-Arnold cuts across, gets away from his defender. Shaq plays a no-look pass, and then Arnold crossed it right back in front of the face of goal for Jota just to tap it in. Jota, that's 2 games and 2 for you. And fantastic signing, great job coming into the team and getting right to work as well. Really gotta love that. He's been playing really well. Yeah, Panthers versus Falcons on Thursday. Can't wait to see the Falcons blow another game. Apologies for the sneeze. And here in the Champions League, we still do have 5 subs. So Midtjylland using a few more of the subs there, and it looks like Kayusa is going to come on for Krayev. It's also pretty funny because the way they actually lost this one was when Don Gurley scored the touchdown by accident. He couldn't physically actually stop himself, which was one of the craziest things that I've ever I've never actually seen something like that before. I thought it was nuts how he knew he had to stop, but he kept going. I mean, granted, I know its momentum most likely took him, but that's totally fine. And then Arnold's going to take a smack to the face there. I couldn't. I mean, it signifies as if he took a shot to his face, but I wasn't able to actually to see it there.
Some clawed back on Alexander Arnold and given a reminder from the referee. He's hoping for a bit of inspiration from somewhere. Find the
Allison still kind of just pondering over the ball, looking looking ready to
aerial ability. Decide.
pass. Still kind of just trying to take the air out of the match here. Allison's going to try to look for and does find Robertson on the halfway line.
Out wide to
Robertson's most likely going to play this ball back. He does play it back to Gomez. Gomez plays that long ball to Salah. It's going to keep on rolling. Salah tried to do a outside of the boot behind the back when you kick your friend in the butt type of touch. Fortunately, wasn't able to work for him. But, I mean, this ball, it's actually from Allison. Allison plays a ball all the way looking for Salah. He just needs to get that one touch. If he gets it to Mane, I mean, it's a goal right there. But very good work from Allison. A beautiful pass. I mean, passing literally like a Stevie Gerrard-esque pass from the box. It's incredible. His distribution is unbelievable. Robertson here is going to have a throw in. Mane. Sadio Mane will find Arnold. Arnold looking for a pass. Will find Shaq. Shaq, the one of the front, kind of, I guess you could say, one of the substitutes or replacements of this match that has made it through the entire match. Everybody else substituted. Ball will go out of play for a goal kick for Midtjylland. Anderson will most likely try to take this one quickly. Yeah, I feel sorry for Gerrard as well. Never won the PL, but it was I actually watched an interview with Gerrard recently, and he was asked about that, and he actually says that he doesn't feel like he should have been there or anything like that. He was just happy that the city won for the fans, everything like that. He actually said that he won't go into detail because it's private and he wants to keep it under wraps. But Liverpool, there was a lot of communication with Liverpool and Gerrard throughout the entire thing that was going on. Hey, do you want to get signed for a day or something like that? So there was kind of a possibility of that. But he says he won't go into details of what the club and him were in communication about for the possibility. Is there a player on the pitch with no arms? No, they all have arms. Yeah, he's a manager for Rangers, Shepherd. And Midtjylland's going to play a ball up here. I'm going to play a ball in. It's going to be controlled. Falls to Dreyer. Anderson's going to play across in. There's a possible header. But the header is nowhere near the goal from Pryfer. So it was in a really good position there. We were definitely outmanned defensively. If this ball goes all the way back to the far post, Arnold's got a man behind him, and he can't actually even see him. Shepherd, he actually coaches Rangers, and he's won 80 matches, drawn like 20, drawn like 40, and only lost 20. So his average points per game is 2.4 or 2.14. So he's been an absolutely fantastic manager. They're in the Europa League and they won their first couple matches really well. Robertson there is going to get the clearance and his header on that one. Shaq's going to play a pass up to Sadio. Sadio's going to have a little space once he does turn. He does turn. Still has to be the defender that's marking him. Possibly going to play it to Firmino. Plays it to Bobby. Bobby's first touch. Going to play it back to Sadio. Sadio, there's really only two players up there with him. The other friends in the front three. Well, nice quick 1-2 with Robertson and Firmino, and then Robertson's going to pick that up. It's going to go back to Firmino, though. Firmino's going to play a little dink pass in for Mane, and the attack kind of just tweedles out there. 5 minutes to play for Liverpool here. Anderson's going to take a quick free kick, find Evander. Evander's going to just try to whirl away from Firmino, but the pressure is still on from the front three. Yeah, he's been managing for like 2 to 3. I think it's 2 seasons, maybe 3. I mean, I'm not gonna say he should be the successor right away. I think Pep Linders is extremely well. Is extremely like he's been learning under Klopp. He's actually more of like the brains behind the whole operation as well. Ball's gonna be played in here from Evander. Allison's really quick off his line to get there as well. Salah, it's gonna go all the way back to Shevchenko, and then it's gonna go all the way back to Anderson. Um, but yeah, he's been coaching there for like 2 to 3 years. I'm not going to say he should be like the direct replacement when Klopp is gone, but I mean he is getting experience. He is proving himself as well in other parts and in European football. But then again, I do think Pep Linders is he's getting pretty up there and putting himself to be slightly, pretty much irreplaceable. I would have to say. Long ball's going to come in here. Midtjylland doesn't do a very good job with it. It's going to fall to Milner, then it's going to fall to Sadio. No, it doesn't. Then it's going to fall to Anderson. It's going to be played off of Firmino. Firmino's possibly going to get a run here. He's not. The defender, Shevchenko, will get him all the way back to the goalkeeper. And Anderson. There's so many Andersons. Genie. Genie will get control of it, plays it to Gomez, and finds Milner, and then Milner plays a crazy ball that was almost cut out by Dreyer. Dreyer actually tried to like hit it with his hand. That was really weird. Shaq's going to pick it up here. He's got Arnold to his right. He passes it to Arnold. Arnold's going to be able to get a cross in. He's going to keep going to the byline. He tried to play it in for Milner on the cutback at the 6-yard or at the penalty spot, but it was cut out there by the Midtjylland defenders. Gomez marauders up the pitch. He's going to try to find space, plays it into the Bobby's feet. Then he plays it in for Milner. Milner plays it in for Arnold. Arnold with the cross finds Bobby! Bobby skies it over the net. This was beautiful play here. Arnold's just trying to pick out the absolutely perfect pass. Bobby just puts his foot on it, and he just gets under it. Oh, he gets under it and just... this has happened to all of us, but it should not happen to Bobby Firmino. He just gets under it. It's like he chipped it over the net. Oh, that was brutal from him. Excellent play from the front three there and from Arnold. Looked like butter, to be honest with you. Midtjylland's going to have an opportunity here. Typically, these teams in these games like this, Omane is going to pick up the ball high up the pitch. He's going to have Robertson, multiple players with him. He's still sprinting, and he just runs the ball into Shevchenko. Midtjylland has an opportunity to counter us here as we have a lot of players forward. Need to all get back here, slowly starting to get back. Evander's going to be on the edge of the box. Shaq does nice defensively and coming back. Firmino's going to try to hold this one up. He's not going to be able to. Evander. Trier plays a nice pass. Anderson. Trier's going to have the shot. He's going to cut inside. Allison needs to come out. Oh. He missed. Thank God. Oh. He got so close to chipping Anderson. All right, so close to chipping Allison. I mean, it was a beautiful interchange and play here. Liverpool kind of all out of sorts at the back. The midfield actually just too far back to even respond. Everything just bypassed the midfield, and the defenders were just completely on their own. Really beautiful play from Dreyer. He just dinks it. I mean, he dinks it and just dinks it on the wrong side of the net. He totally had that goal right there. He should have scored that one 100%. There was no way Arnold would have even been able to get that one. He would have just been picking that one out of the back of the net. Dreyer knows he had a chance go begging there. That was close. Jota still with the only goal, or kind of making only kind of the only difference. Quick update: 90 minutes in all the games around here in the Champions League. It's going to still be 2-2 in our group of Ajax and Atalanta. That's really good if they do draw. That's actually fantastic for us. Man City has put 3 past Marseille. Porto has put another, so it's 2-1 past Olympiacos. Real Madrid has pulled one back versus Gladbach. It is now 2-1 in that match, and Atletico de Madrid has actually taken... Oh, Salah's going to be in here with Paulinho. He's going to be able to... Oh, it's got to be a penalty. It's a penalty. Yep, 100%. Beautiful Ball played in there from the back, and then Salah just took a sprint with the defender on his back, riding him the whole entire way. Anderson came out to try to block, but there was too much contact from the attacking or from Paulinho there after megging Salah. He totally clips his heel. He steps on his heel. Salah can't finish that at all, even if he would have wanted to. If you're watching the replay here again, he gets stepped on. There's just no way he can actually even finish that play. It is a good call from the referee. Joao Felix now has the game-winning goal, or possibly game-winning goal, against Salzburg right now for Atletico Madrid. He's made it 3-2. Salah is going to be able to take this penalty to take this game and take the 3 points from Midtjylland. I think they're doing a check here, but I think the foul is, I mean, he does step on his foot. It's pretty much impossible for Salah to do anything when he's going to get stepped in on the box right there. And Shepard's, yeah, sorry if I missed your comment earlier. The assistants look after Pep after Arteta left. Yep, completely different squad. I have to give you credit for that call. I did not think about that. It seems as if the call it's still being reviewed, but I mean, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. It's a penalty. Like, you can't step on the person's foot inside the box, unfortunately. Even if a Liverpool player did it too, I mean, it's a foul. Like, Salah's running, steps on his heel once, steps on his foot again. He literally steps on him twice. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a penalty. He stepped on him twice inside the box. I mean, even if Salah goes down like the second time, it's still a foul. Here it is, Salah against Anderson to seal it and the 3 points. He takes it, and it's good! Liverpool take the 3 points in this Champions League group stage against Midtjylland, and we will be up in their group 6-0, taking 3 points from each of our last matches. We've taken the 3 points from Ajax. We've taken the 3 points from Midtjylland. Ajax and Atlanta are still tied 2-2, which means they're only going to get 1 point for that match, which gives us more of a buffer. That means we have a 2-point lead on Atalanta, and if we win that match versus them the next week, we should be through in this group, and it should all be done and dusted away. We have a very big possibility of actually sealing up the group way earlier than I necessarily ever even imagined it. Here, Midtjylland is going to start off with the ball to end the match here. Evander starts it. This is not necessarily, I'm not going to necessarily say this was the greatest Liverpool performance, but as we said at the beginning of the match, this was a match that we had our subs. It was against a lesser quality opponent. We needed to play. We were playing a new formation. We worked it together extremely well, and we managed the game very well. Reece Williams gets a very good run in at center back. Unfortunately, Fabinho is going to actually be out for most likely a significant period of time. Need to actually see when the scans get back. Real Madrid has equalized. It is 2-2 Real Madrid and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Currently on my screen, that's what's actually it's been flipped to, as Gladbach here is going to be able to take a run. I'm just going to commentate this one. He almost plays in the pass back, but then the ball's picked up again. They're going to possibly be in here. It's 3-on-2 for Gladbach. Oh, they're not able to score it at all. Varane is able to get back, and I think the final whistle should be blown here. Sorry, the images came up on my screen, and I figured I might as well call it. Borussia Mönchengladbach is able to get the draw against Real Madrid. You have to give them credit for it. I mean, that's a pretty good result. But back to Liverpool. We have 6 points from the group now. We're leading it. Got to get those 3 more points for Atalanta. And then also, this run-in against West Ham is going to be difficult. 1:30. Come check us out back on Relive Sports. We'll have the match for you. 100%. I was out of town last weekend, so I wasn't able to do the Sheffield game. But this match, very big against West Ham. We need to get these points. West Ham actually gave Tottenham a lot of trouble. Also, with more problems with our center backs, this is very important. Playing this new formation, need to continue doing well. I really appreciate all of you for hanging out in chat. Gwen, Will, James Shepard, the new people, all that type of stuff. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. If you guys enjoyed the stream, want to know when we go live any other time, please click the follow button on Twitch, and then the subscribe button on YouTube. Just hit those buttons and you'll be notified anytime we go live. We do Liverpool matches, we do college basketball, we do the NBA, and we also do Thursday night football, and we actually show the game. So you're able to sit here and we'll commentate the game for you. You don't have to listen to Joe Buck. You can listen to us and actually watch the game with us on Thursday nights. Yes, more points, but injury problems do worsen. 100%. 100% with that call again. Well, thank you everybody. I really appreciate this. Can't say it enough. Everybody that hangs out and does all these streams with us. I mean, you guys make it in chat. You guys are the reasons we do it. So drop a sub, drop a follow if you enjoyed the content. We'll be live once again on Thursday for Thursday Night Football, and then Saturday we'll be back with Liverpool West Ham at 1:30 Eastern Time. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day and blessed rest of your night as well. Take care, and also there is the World Series on today. Hopefully Tampa